If Mars truly becomes self-sustaining, they're a potential enemy of sorts. Now, they could wipe us out. I'm not saying they would, but if you're going to look at existential risk, I'm not sure that creating a new country with a lot of technology is necessarily the way to go. And they can just throw rocks at us from space or something. Very hard to defend from outer space. I worry about this with the moon more than Mars. The moon may end up militarized, and that's a great existential risk.
How would they be able to militarize the moon?
You just throw rocks from the moon, and by the time the rocks land, they're more destructive than powerful nuclear weapons. And how do you stop the rock? Like, we intercept missiles with varying degrees of success, but like Israel did pretty well, right? But a big rock from the moon, you're toast.
How big does the rock have to be to?
I don't think that big. Ask O3 model, it will tell you how big. But over time, they're able to do it.
Yeah, because I've seen a diagram of an asteroid and how big it had to be, and it was like a graphic of Earth. There was a graphic of Earth, and there was a little dot, and then it zoomed in and said the distance and how big it was, and that single dot that was going towards Earth is how big an asteroid might have to be to like potentially cause a natural disaster. I think it was like a kilometer or a couple kilometers wide, because I always used to think asteroids had to be massive and just hurl into Earth, but that's
Oh,
not the
they
case.
explode. It can take out a city quite readily. We're lucky it hasn't happened yet. So apart from evil people on the moon throwing rocks, there's just some natural risk. Possibly an asteroid or comet hit Siberia early in the 20th century. Very few people were around, but that was highly destructive. And so far, so good. But no guarantee that will last.
Isn't there also the threat of the kind of not nuclear winter, but the fallout winter, in the sense that can't an asteroid create a lot of dust which blocks the sun as well? Isn't that an existential threat
And if
potentially?
they throw a lot of rocks, you get more of that. Again, the degree of seriousness there, I would ask O3, but I believe it's quite a problem.
So are we actually trying to colonize the moon right now, or taking steps towards that?
It's a very complicated situation. So China is doing the most, and we're afraid that they will use that for military purposes. So we are considering what we should do in response. There is a kind of new Cold War going on about the moon. India is getting involved. Remains to be seen how it all will be played out, but it's a very active issue. There's a lot going on. Some of it is secret. So the risks I'm talking about, they're quite concrete and they're fairly short term.
Is that it? Actually, are people planning to set up places, or they might have already done that? Are they setting up places for military purposes, but also to extract resources as well? Are there any valuable resources on the moon that you're aware of?
I think it's very hard to transport them back in a cost-effective manner. There might be more valuable resources on asteroids with the same problem. So when the Chinese are so interested in the moon, we tend to think it's for military purposes, which I suspect is not wrong. And we believe they have that plan. How serious they are, not all plans are followed through on. They have their own resource constraints. They have other priorities, maybe incorporating Taiwan. We'll see. But again, it's a real risk. It's not some kind of phantom thing that might happen in 30 years. It's an issue going on right now.